Many physical truths of our universe are hidden in language. Consider the word existence. Its roots trace back to the Latin verb existere. Translated literally, existere means to stand out from or emerge. If to exist is to stand out, we have to define the background we are emerging from. In theoretical cosmology, this background is a zero-dimensional state, or 0D. This is absolute nothingness, a void without time, space, or physical properties. This 0D state is governed by two laws: absolute mathematical equilibrium and perfect conservation. It is an environment of total symmetry and silence. This leads to a difficult question. If this absolute nothingness was perfectly stable and mathematically elegant, why did it ever break its own symmetry to create a chaotic physical universe? Solving the mystery of the Big Bang requires us to understand why that perfect silence chose to make noise. The trigger for creation lies in a paradox. The 0D void is simultaneously nowhere and everywhere. This internal contradiction created a vibration, a disturbance in the perfect silence of the void. This vibration manifested as a quantum fluctuation, a microscopic event that permanently fractured the neutral state of the void. The mathematical result of that fracture, the neutral 0D point split into a dipole moment, creating a charge imbalance of positive 1/3 and negative 2/3 E. These nodes stabilized into Nexun particles, connecting and rotating to graduate into one dimension with length, energy, and spin. These 1D particles wove our reality's geometry. The universe functions as a 4D Klein bottle, 3 dimensions of space, 1 of time. A key feature is the 0D handle at the base, allowing the universe to cycle energy, preserve quantum information, and maintain overall balance. In this model, the Big Bang was not a random explosion, but the precise geometric stabilization of a fractured void. This geometric structure is not a temporary event. The universe exists in a continuous cycle of birth, expansion, heat-death, and eventual rebirth. Through each iteration, the system is attempting to return to the state of perfect equilibrium it held before the initial fracture. We can find the remnants of these past cycles on a microscopic level. It is possible that junk DNA serves as a biological repository, storing the harmonic echoes of previous universes, like the hiss on a magnetic tape. Our physical bodies are the recorded memories of previous iterations of reality, carried in the very rungs of our DNA. This returns us to the question of why. Why did the 0D void allow a quantum fracture to disrupt its perfect equilibrium in the first place? If the 0D void is simultaneously everything and nothing, it creates a primitive feedback loop, the void essentially perceiving its own nature. This internal pressure turned potential into kinetic energy. The void broke its own silence to experience awe and transition from a state of pure potential to one of active self-understanding. Humanity represents the most complex iteration of this process. We function as a self-awareness project, serving as the mechanism by which the 0D void finally observes its own reflection. While these concepts are modern, ancient civilizations often encoded these same patterns into their spiritual mythologies. The ancient Sumerians described all creation emerging from a boundless, infinite primordial sea, a concept that aligns with the properties of the infinite 0D Nexun field. Ancient Kemetic records show a similar pattern, with the sun god emerging from Nun, the primordial waters that represented the original state of nothingness. In the East, Taoist texts define the Tao as the unnameable, formless source of reality, mirroring the 0D void as the ultimate foundation of existence. The Kemetic onyx symbol illustrates these specific proportions, a central 0D source dividing into two lateral handles that match the 1/3 and 2/3 polarity found in our Nexian particle model. Across continents and millennia, humanity has been using the language of mythology to describe the underlying mechanics of our reality. This brings us back to the original meaning of existere, to stand out from. Under this lens, human life is not an accident of biology, but a continuous act of cosmic emergence. Existence is absolute nothingness choosing to stand out into the light, cycle after cycle, simply to witness the beauty of its own existence. We are the universe, finally awake and looking back at the void we came from.